pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all, I want you to subscribe to my channel and press the bell so you will get the updated video. You know, I hesitate to do a video today, but I must give you the current event. But before we start, let us take a few seconds or minutes in silence for what is happening in Israel, the Palestinian country, and the world at large, that everybody fighting for something, but no one will live to inherit anything. So with that, let me pause for a couple seconds. Now, today, we could send all our sympathy on both sides of the fence or to the world at large. Somalia, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, you name it. We could send it to Sudan. We could send it to Nigeria. We could send it to Ghana. We could send it to South Africa. We could send it to any part of the world. But sympathy is only by words. It cannot bring back the life of a child, a woman, a man, innocent people. But what amazed me, we condemned great leaders in the past and even went to the rescue of people because we are concerned about the life of our fellow human beings. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really unfair to see what is happening. 1947. All of this could have been avoided if our Jewish friends was in Georgetown, Guyana. We would not have to use the word that Abby discovered oil. We know that there were oil there for many of years. We knows that. So it was not a surprise to us. But then we can be French, because I asked, who is the true Guyanese? Who? I will get to that. Guyana should have been the place for the Jews. They would have developed it 40 years ago. We would not have to live to see so many innocent people have been slaughtered, pushed off their own land, when they opened their hands to help the others who was looking for a place when was rejected from many other countries according to the historical event. We condemn the late Adolf Hitler for his Nazi nonsense against humanity. But it was not only the Jews that get hurt. The Jehovah's Witnesses, the Gypsies, and millions of other citizens around the world. But sometimes I want to know who writes the Bible. If the Jews are the chosen people, and the Muslims supposed to be who when they are first cousins? Like I always say, if they are the descendant of Abraham, Hagar, and Sarah, then they are first cousins. Two different mothers. And if from the beginning of time of Moses of Egypt led the Hebrews out from Egypt to go for the promised land when he parted the Red Sea, and he could not have accomplished that because how they were already killing and living, and he threw the commandment in their face if they happens to be the one. He gives Joshua the staff and says, lead them. Ladies and gentlemen, barbaric time. Sometime I want to know, if God make all of us, is there a discrimination that he choose one race to be the chosen people when he make all the people? These things I don't believe in. But who write the Bible? The Holy Quran got episode of it. Jesus was a peacemaker, as he said. Muhammad was a warrior. Muslims grew up to understand to go to battle if it is necessary, but not to look for trouble unnecessary. Because they're following the teaching of the prophet. If I'm right, I need correction. But what amazed me, 1947 to now, a remarkable start in the world. Look what is happening to the Palestinian people. When you are bombing hospitals, schools, mashing people up and pushing them away. And all of this that's happening, and Israel have one of the best security force and fence, well organized. Whatever happened there is still to be questioned. It don't look nice. This is like looking at a fairy tale or listening to a Nancy story. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I want to know if God just give up. Are we heading into the Third World War? I know some people when they meet certain age, they don't care. But we must blame ourselves when we elect politicians. People who are eager for power and revenge. We are the one who put them there, so we are responsible. So I call upon the entire world to call upon the United States of America, the land that once went through a revolution and was given the independence in the 17th century. We cannot blame the ancestor before for the crime that was committed against the Apaches and others and the slave trade. Because we have seen out of those things that passed, today we have people are living 1,000 times better than 100 years ago. Modern time. But the price to pay with the blood of innocent. So we condemn Israel for what is happening. And we must condemn our black brothers read the history book that is talking about slavery every time and 400 years of slavery. 400 years, but forgot the Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. And the Moors were black people. My friends, you have to know what you're saying before you, but we must remember the past that we read about, or in what we read. We must look back but look forward, and don't make those crucial times come back again. Those times, we talked about slavery. We drove the European out of every African country. Mugabe drove them out. Idi Amin chased the Indians out and maybe the Europeans. He had threatened to make love, it's alleged, with Queen Elizabeth. That is why he had to go in Uganda. But there is a thin line in the human way of living. We ask many questions. The Chinese are living amongst themselves. They have their differences, but I don't hear them declaring war at nobody. But it's only the Indians declaring war. Pakistan and India, the Arabs, the Africans, and now we may have the Latin people, as we say in Spanish. But who's the Spanish? We have Israel there now with a major problem. We have innocent people dying every day. They're blowing up ambulances, they're blowing up hospitals, they're killing journalists. But America, the land of human rights and democracy, are supporting it and call for a ceasefire. And imagine a prime minister telling a president of America, you don't want to listen, but we are giving billions of dollars. They are good Jews, and they are bad ones. They are good Africans, and they are bad ones. They are good Chinese, and they are bad ones. They are good Indians, and they are bad ones. In every human society, there's good and bad amongst all of us. In our own family. So what can we do? Annihilate one another? We have to find another way out. Because we are going more worse than tribal time. I looked the news today. Some member of the Israel cabinet, I think they put him out or something, I don't know, talk about using nuclear device. Is he mad? Do he know what that would create? Because when you lose that, you will not only kill the people that you want to kill, the atmosphere will turn to other countries, and then you're going to put the whole world in problem, and those who got it want to use it too. Are we playing straight with people who are concerned about the future generation? Or we put a lot of old mad people to rule this world so they don't care about other people's life because they live their own? Friends, it's time for we to wake up and do what is. Let me walk now into, as I said before, my condolence go out to the Jewish people and to the Palestinians and to the people in Sudan and many other parts where there's war unnecessary. It is time for the UN to put their foot down. We cannot continue like this to wipe out human civilization because we didn't make life, we shouldn't take it. We should unite to make this world a better place. Today I had the opportunity to see a 3-minute clip. The Senegal Coast Guard are searching the Mediterranean for the small boats with the African migrants who are leaving the shore of Africa into Europe. 1,500 and something miles across, where the sea can be as high as 60 and 50 feet waves, with a heavy wind blowing along the plains of the open ocean. Many have lost their life. And when they go to the Arab countries such as Saudi Arabia, Libya and Egypt, the women have been raped, beaten, and if possible killed with the young men. But nobody's saying anything. We must put an end to this human suffering. But now, I asked our black brothers and sisters who's out of Africa in the slave trade, the Pan Am slave trade, asking for reparation. Will you accept to go back to Africa naked and those in Africa take your place? Will you give up your cars, your Rolls Royce, your Mercedes Benz, your helicopter, plane and swimming pool, your knife and fork and your 3-piece suit, your saxophone to beat a piece of wood, and a piece of stick? Friends, civilization has came a long way. We condemn the European. The white man slave us, but the Bible, God allowed his prophet to be slaves by the Pharaoh, Nebuchadnezzar, and many more. And the Arab was the slave masters too. So it is time for we to put an end to it, because today we are economical slaves. Some of us can barely make 2 ends meet in some countries. We need to deal fair with our fellow human. The only difference of us is languages and culture. This has nothing to do, my religion is better than yours is better than, no. If you saw God, whether you call him Buddha, or you call him Allah, Bhagwan, or God is God. And if you say Jesus, in the Quran is Isa. And if you say Moses, in the Quran is Musa. And if the Bible is right, Jesus did say you have to go for the comforter to come. I didn't think he's talking about the comforter that you cover on your bed with. But friends, today we are killing our modern messengers and put the devil's angels to rule us all over the world. Politicians today, we give them our vote and they turn back and make laws to keep us down while they and their family and friends are getting rich and plenty in the loop sideways. Corruption. I am not saying you don't have decent ones. But let me turn the picture now into Georgetown, Guyana, and the Caribbean and elsewhere. For all who live in the Caribbean islands, Latin South America, and many other countries, it's nice to condemn a country for invading another country, or to be allowed to enter as a refugee and later become the master of the people who was once accept you. Today, we have drove the European out of every African country, India, China. But today, we are still fighting to go there. We fight, hide in the belly of the plane, by the engine. We hide in the ship. We taking risks with small boat crossing the ocean because we want to go to enjoy life. Many African descendants are in Europe, America, Canada, and elsewhere making money and building nice house, living good back home, taking care of their family. While in Africa, most of the leaders are thieves, corrupt, vindictive, and killing their opponents. And it's a great nation. In Europe, they used to cut out the head of the king, the queen. In China was another story. India was the same thing. Every part of God's world, greed have covered, and somewhere or the other, people fight back. In Latin and South America, two names will always be remembered. The Chilean brother by the name of Che Guevara, the Cuban brother by the name of Fidel Castro, Norwegian of Nicaragua, and the pine-faced man of Panama. And I want you to know, killing for power is not right. But when you vote and put somebody and they turn away to exploit you, it's time to change them. A politician is trained to divide and conquer. Take Guyana, which I was born in, that I have witnessed under Burnham and Chetty Jagan, who betrayed the nation. And by saying this, the diaspora, suddenly I noticed they come off my phone. I don't know if they take me off and they don't want to be a part of it, because the truth is a powerful thing. Like I said, the two major races in Guyana, between the Indian and the black, I can put my head to guillotine. Indian people are not racial. They are jealousful, spiteful, covetous, vindictive, and very revengeful and ungrateful at the same time. But again, you have good one amongst them. They kill them too. They love the Obia man. They love to bribe to get what they want, even if they have to use their wife or their daughter. Friends, it's a known fact. Let us not polish it. While the blacks, because of the slave, everything for them, another race is against them, and another race hold them. Again, not all the blacks. The uneducated and illiterate Indian and black is responsible for the criteria of the defeat of Guyana and what's going on. The Portuguese joined with the late Burnham in the late 60s and bring Guyana to a so-called independence. Who get the independence? The Portuguese joined with the blacks, great-grandson or children of slaves, who condemned the European for slavery, still was being the president and leader of a country that he should have never become the president, because he claimed his ancestor was a slave. And they talk about reparation. We must understand what we like for ourselves, we must like for others. If the white man brought you to Guyana and the Caribbean, every Caribbean country had a race before you arrived and before the white man arrived. As you call the white man, I'm giving it to you. So when you open up your mouth out of Africa, condemning the European, with all the money and the good life you are living, are you prepared to hand it back and go back to Mother Africa and give your brothers and sisters back in Mother Africa the opportunity to come and enjoy what you have? You didn't suffer, your ancestors suffered. The Indian was cheap laborer. It is a degree of slavery, was just to keep them going to exist with their family. Many went back to India. Many went back to India from Trinidad to Suriname to Guyana. But you blacks claim emancipation, but you didn't go back to Africa. Friends, I urge y'all to stop it. You are being used and abused by both sides of the fence. The Indians are being used by the PPP. The blacks are being used by the PNC. And now you have both sides unite together. The united force for the Prodigy Party end up in the hands of two Indians, Mr. Singh and Speaker of the House, Mr. Manzoor Nadir. What become of it? But then the united force have served a purpose. If Digger did not unite with Burnham to bring about independence, I don't think they would have got any Indian left. Because you blacks, they're ready to annihilate all of them. But then again, the decent black was fighting back for their Indian friends and neighbors. As much when the Indians start with Balwan Singh, who tell Jagan to shoot them down, and Jagan said no. The Indian was representing the black neighbors too, from the illiterate, stupid Indian in Burmese, Lenora, horse-spelling, and some hot spot. So on both sides, there's good and bad. But who are suffering today? What did Burnham give to you, the black people? A hard life. Only friends and family enjoy it. And the killers? What did Dr. Jagan give to y'all? The same thing. Only friends and family. Barry Jack Deere, Vice President. He do all the press conference as far as I can see. I have nothing against him. Do you know why? One thing you have to respect the Indian, they like Jews. They love land, they love money, and they love to develop. And they will use every penny to get back to you. I don't care if you're blacker than charcoal. You hurt them, they can get another black person to destroy you because of money. Because when they finish with you, economically, you're hungry. They will destroy everything you got, economically. But for them, and they love to thief. A man asked me, Karaya, in Guyana, between the Indian and the black, who could thief more? I said, black people can't thief. When they thief, you know. They buy fancy clothes. They were dressed 99. And the day before the theft, they were walking with slippers, carrying shoes. And the day after the theft, they got high-top boots and the wife and body dressing with jewels. So it's catch them. But when an Indian thief, he will take a stick and a calabash and still beg, because that's to throw you off. But he can own land, build house. But Indians love to build. They're creative people. They love to run race each other. One build a house 2-story high, one 10. And they keep running race. And they love to fight for land, even though they would not live to enjoy nothing. That's the Indian curse. And we are seeing it with our Jewish friends, family. But not all Jews are doing that. Not all Indians are doing that. Friends, we have a problem now with Venezuela. I'm a Guyanese. It is my duty to represent my country and fight for what is right. The blacks are complaining about the Venezuelan immigrants coming in. Did not Burnham cause 120,000 Indian family and Amerindian and other race to go to Venezuela? That was accepted by Hugo Chavez. Was given free land, water, light. So what are you talking about? My friends, it's an Amerindian country. You, the blacks, have done your part, and the Indians do their part. But we are talking to go to heaven. Will y'all take away Muhammad, Jesus, Moses' position in heaven? Maybe y'all throw God or Bhagwan or Allah out quick. And you, the black race, out of 100% of you, I will tell you straight, 31 to 32% love to develop and live good. And they keep away from y'all because they say y'all don't have any value. While the Indians on the other way, they work with you, you treat them right, they go steal thief. And they would lie. Again, not all of them. The women love to control the men. They love the obia man. And they do some nasty thing to hold the men. And they could lie. But again, you have good women too in the Indian society. Between the two races, you black people still got from 1 to 10, you got 7 above the Indian. The only thing is, you're not good in holding money. You spend it 1, 2, 3, like you don't think of tomorrow. But the educated black, the wise one, hold on and develop because they take care of the children. While 63% of you run away from your own responsibility and become child father and child mother, living worse than goats, sheep, and dogs and cats. But friends, education. Today I call upon both major races to stand up for a national front government. We need a statue of the late Walter Rodney. We need one of Mr. Vincent Ika. They're great Indians, they're great blacks. And the United Force, as I said, had to give the PPP 92 a few seats because the GAR have done it with Burnham. My friends, let's make Guyana a stepping stone and an example to the world. It is time for we to get the Amerindian, the 9 tribe involved, to speak on behalf of Guyana as they are the first people. They are not from China, India, Portugal, or Europe. So I kindly ask y'all, the National Front government is the only way, and everyone will have a house. But money to build a house, but a lot of laws will be reopened, case will be reopened. Plenty of you will not like the outcome if you covet people's land. But India love to thief land. It's a known fact. Like Yasin Ali, he deceased, and his children walk in his footsteps. Mohanlal loved to block the road. Mr. Barrett Jack Leo should send it to black Venezuela and put Ali to thief Caracas. Kakuli people love to thief. But again, not all of you. Y'all come to America and Canada with the same nonsense. But again, there's decent one amongst all of them. In every home, there's good and bad. Let's unite. Put Guyana forward. Open the door to Africa, India, the Caribbean, and unite and give God world an opportunity so we can worship Him in peace. And once again, I am your host, George Correa. Thank you for listening. And I hope we can say peace to Israel, Palestine, and the world at large. Thank you.